We're here in Ladakh at an altitude of 3,500 meters above sea level. The Himalayas, with its majestic peaks and glaciers to the south, the Karakoram with K2 as its crowning glory to the north, a wonderfully beautiful place. This here is a bridge across the Indus River, a long river stretching from Pakistan all the way through India to the ocean. I have to say I love this place, it's so stunningly beautiful. And at the same time, there's a group of people here, Nepalese migrant workers, who are mostly employed to build houses and roads and in this border area between India and Pakistan, and they're carving out an existence where there isn't much at all and work under unbelievably hard conditions. And one of the aspects of our work is to take care of their kids. Life in the Himalayas, particularly here in the border area of India and Tibet, is very much shaped by Tibetan Buddhism. Ancient monasteries, seemingly hanging from cliffs, are the center of life for every village community. Prayer flags strung along trails, crests and peaks are expressing people's hope for salvation. In fact, people here do take religion very seriously and spend much time and energy on working on their karma. This includes activities such as spinning of prayer wheels, chanting of mantras, as well as pilgrimages and even self-flagellation, inching ever closer to the coveted goal of nirvana. Against the backdrop of the amazing mountainscape and culture here in the border area of India and Tibet, thousands of Nepalese nationals carve out an existence as migrant workers. They have migrated here in search of work and livelihood, having left behind their native communities in Nepal due to social and economic hardship. Here in Ladakh, they mostly work in road and house construction. In the harsh Himalayan climate, with the thermometer plummeting as low as -30 in the winter, the Nepalese migrant workers live and work in the poorest imaginable conditions, oftentimes being housed in makeshift tents in labor camps along the construction sites. In the eyes of the locals, the Nepalese are simply a cheap and expendable workforce. In fact, many of the Nepalese have been forced into a situation of bonded labor, whereby they can no longer choose freely where they live and whom they work for. They are modern-day slaves of the 21st century, shackled by economic chains to their perpetual poverty. Many of the Nepalese migrant workers are families with children. Given their parents' socio-economic situation and their living conditions in labor camps without access to basic services or schooling, the future of these children looks bleak. Most likely, their lives will be no different from their parents', wrapped up in labor, dust, and poverty. This is why we at Himalayan Life decided 12 years ago to start a hostel for the children of the Nepalese migrant workers. The goal is for them to grow up in circumstances that are conducive to their growth and development, in a loving environment with access to good schooling and education. At the Himalayan Life hostel, they learn to live with hope, perspective, and vision, equipped with the right tools to take hold of their own future. The hostel is for them the key to escape the downward spiral of poverty. There is no shortage on challenges for the kids, even once they have been enrolled at the Himalayan Life hostel and the local school. Their status as migrants, their language and social background all threaten to hamper their personal development and educational advance. By way of extracurricular activities and tuition classes, we are helping the children to reach their potential in spite of the adverse circumstances. Some of the students have now completed their schooling. 4 girls have graduated successfully and are ready to move on to college. However, none of their families can really afford their children's continued education, and so Himalayan Life will continue to help out. For negotiating the details, we are meeting with the girls and their parents in one of the family's home. It's March, and the worst of the winter's cold is over, but it is still barely above freezing temperature inside their home. A fire is being lit, and soon the cold has been replaced by thick air with barely any oxygen. The girls have prepared a statement each, outlining their aspirations and professional goals. Namrata wants to become a banker, Nima a fashion designer, Anoki a physician, and Diskit a pilot. All 4 families are supportive of their girls' continued education and are willing to contribute. The deal is that they need to come up with half of the cost of enrollment and 10% of the cost of tuition during the next 2 years. The rest will be covered by Himalayan Life. The parents' contribution is important to us. We want them to be able to perceive of their children's education as their achievement. Likewise, is the girls' commitment important to us. If they discontinue their education part of the way without compelling reason, they will need to repay all scholarship funds which they have received.
After 10th, I would like to study about arts stream because my aim is to become a fashion designer. The personality of a person is shown by his or her fashion.
After 10th, I will choose commerce stream. So I also interest commerce stream. So I like banking.
I will be choosing non-medical. I know it's very tough subject and it's very difficult, but still I'll try my best and I'll do my hard work. Because my aim is to become pilot. From 5th grade, I just want to become a pilot. And whenever I used to see up in the sky, and I used to say that one day I'll also fly an aeroplane. And that's my wish from childhood. And I know that it's very difficult, and and even my marks are not so good to choose that subject, but still I'm trying my best and doing my hard work. Yeah.
In 11th, I'm gonna choose the medical because I always inspire with other people's that medical is my aim, so I want to be a great physician. So if I will get success in my life, then I will treat those poor children who are not able to get that treatment.
Thank you.